Throughout this whole section of Russia and the Caucasian Mountains, we see the marvels of nature, the same geological epoch that caused the great volcanic cone of Mount Elbrus made clefts in the heart of the earth, which are still the supply of the rejuvenating waters that made this section famous. The landscape is dotted with rest homes, clinics, and libraries. Adults and children alike may make good use of all of nature's gifts. All sorts of recreations are supplied. Russia realizes the importance of good health, especially in its children, and those that need it most are sent here. The use of the waters together with the Caucasian sun, the woods, the spaciousness of the plateau, and the luxuriant vegetation make this the place where all the curative powers of nature may be used to an unlimited extent. The populace is very cosmopolitan. These smiling, healthy children that are getting their daily sunbath may be the children of Georgians, Persians, Armenians, or Turks. But whatever their parentage, they are happy, healthy, and vigorous. While most of the people in these communities are transient, spending here the 2 weeks vacation allotted them each year, there are some very interesting tribes of natives higher up in the mountains. Their methods and customs and clothing are still what they were hundreds of years ago. They are slow to change. Their dance is as simple as their mode of life, but it's very important to them. All Russians love to dance. We shall carry with us many memories of the great Mount Elbrus as we make our way to other interesting places in southern Russia. We drive through the mountain passes over the Georgian military highway, through the heart of the ranges. It's a long series of ups and downs, for right before us, we see the next great peak, Mount Kazbek. As we travel along, we see more of the American influence in the modern machinery used in repairing the roads. Oh, it's a long, hard pull for the farmer in these parts to get his produce to market. There are many beautiful mountain passes and gorges. There are places where these mighty walls drop straight down for 6,000 feet. Gigantic granite slopes form what is known as the Daryal Pass, a tremendous gash in the heart of the earth spanned by Devil's Bridge. There is beauty and grandeur in the scenery that is awe-inspiring, but also one is reminded of their great age by the cold barrenness of their slopes. It is here that the climate changes from summer to winter within a mile. Again, as we climb from an altitude of 7,800 feet, the rivers below look like tiny silver threads. Here we are in the land of the Georgians, in the very mountain spoken of in the famous old Greek legend. According to this legend, Prometheus was the founder of civilization, for he stole fire from the heavens to enlighten the world. And as punishment, he was chained to one of these crags of these mountains. And the Georgians are a very interesting people. They themselves claim to be descendants of Togarma, the great-grandson of Noah. They were among the earliest Christians, having accepted the faith about the year 330, over 1,600 years ago. Wherever travelers make a stopover, you are apt to find a bit of entertainment. This time it's a trained Russian bear that has the center of the stage. And the natives are jolly and glad to aid us in every way. Now, this bear is a bit hungry, too. But his trainer was to make him climb the pole before he gets what's on the end of that stick. And without question of doubt, when the bear has finished looking for food, the trainer starts looking for rubles. Now, after a short but rough walk along the mountainside, we come upon Kazbekian, the watering place. The building is old and built of jagged stones, but once inside, we feel the warm friendship of a kind and strangely witty people, right in contrast to some of the northern Russians. They drink to our health and we drink to theirs, but neither knows what the other says. Outside of the inn after lunch, we rest for a while and learn more about these people. The mighty arm of the law is hardly long enough to be very effective up here, but the natives are all well behaved, and if one should leave the straight and narrow path, the others see to it that he is either shamed or punished. Now, it may be the altitude, or it may be their rugged existence, but here the old saying is true: the first 100 years are the hardest. Many men live well over 100 years, and some of their languages have never been printed. But again, we must be on our way. It's been a pleasant stopover with smiles and songs and dances, and they are just as sorry to see us go as we are to leave. But it's a long, winding road to Tiflis, and so we say goodbye to all our friends. On our way to Gudar Pass, we are reminded that soon we shall leave these great heights, and we shall look again now upon the proud snow-capped peaks about us. We drink in the beauty of the old forts and monasteries that are silhouetted against the sky. These mountains formed the logical barrier between Europe and Asia in olden days, when the now crumbling walls of their forts were useful. We are about to enter what was a part of the capital of old Georgia and the cradle of their culture. For the Georgians, it has the deepest significance, and there are still remains a group of extremely interesting buildings. One temple contains the tombs of the Georgian kings of the 5th and 6th centuries. But today, all that is left of this once glorious city are a few buildings used by the nuns as a cloister of study and for a home. But they welcome the passerby and freely offer him their limited hospitality. Mitchell is claimed by its citizens to have been founded by one of Noah's sons, who strolled over from Mount Ararat one day after the water subsided and chose this site because of its extreme height. And as we again get into our automobiles and continue our journey, we look back at the forbidding walls and their plain parapets, and we dream of the 14 centuries of history that they have been looking down upon.